Hello. Good evening. Is this working? Looks like it's working. Whoa. Okay, I've got some bad encoding, but it's getting better. All right. Okay, well, hello and welcome. Good evening. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Sorry for the late start and all the delays and everything. Um. Anyway, hi, Disciple Mike. Thank you. Thank you, first of all, for thank you for the concern. The chair works for now. I managed to fix it at extremely minimal cost. It's not in ideal condition. It's a little pokey and whatnot, but it'll do. Um, there is of course I don't know if there's necessarily a new chair fund, but there's a feed me fund if you would like to help me continue doing what I'm doing. You know how times are. It's tough as me for anybody else. So there's anything you can throw my way, I always appreciate it anyway. You can just go right down there to ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. That comes directly to me. They don't take a cut. It's just basically through PayPal. Um, yeah, always feel free. Always feel free to help me keep doing what I do here. I do appreciate it. As of the moment, is the audio working? I'll have to make sure. Make sure the audio is working. But yeah, I always am happy to accept donations if you're so willing to give them. That helps out immensely. It really helps me keep doing what I do. I really enjoy doing this, and there's no audio. Now there is. Yeah, there we go. But anyway, we left off right here as a support frame in the back of my chair went ping at some point. Like I said, about 20 minutes into the stream, and I was on my way to go and find a treasure somewhere to the north of Skalitz. That was where I was on my way to, and then I was going to come back to help Johanka in the morning with her mission for the Blessed Virgin Mary. Let's run off to Skalitz. Ooh, I really should have switched weapons to a short sword and torch, but it's okay. I'll be fine. Can always avoid. There's an obstacle. I bet it's baddies.
Well, well.
Get him!
Who's this?
Gone weak at the knees, have you?
God, there's like 30 of them. What is this?
Come here, little lover.
Ow. Is that all you've got? Ow.
That one's dead. It's close to dead.
I'll slaughter
There we go. Last guy. I think we're okay.
Try that. I'm over here.
There we go. All right. Oh, I don't want to grab the body. Never mind. Did not want to grab the body. Here we go. Nothing else really worth snatching here. As well, I will note as well, Ko-Fi basically works as the equivalent to one of those, as basically the equivalent to Super Chat, without the Super Chat. Wait, I didn't actually need that. Didn't need that at all. Oh gosh. Some of my gear just really took a beating there. That was rough. get it fixed eventually as we go. Didn't mean to teabag that guy. That was Mutt's doing. Okay. All right. Let me quickly see if I can actually repair my stuff while I'm right here. Take that out. Don't need 35 of them. I might need, like, I don't know, 3? Don't need cobbler's kits. Oh, both of those are in worse. Okay, I can't actually fix them. Darn. Maybe I did need all of those. Oof. Man. I need to get to somewhere for actual repairs that I can't do myself. That's rough. All right. Wait. Yeah, no, I switched my sword. We're good. Let's go to Scouts. Continue on along to Scouts.
Yeah.
All right. Was that someone in Skalitz? I assume bandits or something. Nothing I'd like to deal with at night. I also hope it went through. It should show up on the screen, or it's supposed to. I don't often get these during stream, so I don't always see them. It may wind up taking a moment. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Either way, I do greatly appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah.
Like I said, anything you feel like throwing my way, I always be immensely thankful for that sort of thing. If you get some enjoyment out of watching this and learning what there is to learn, perhaps, then especially if it's as much as I enjoy doing these, then always happy to accept whatever you're happy to give. Let me see, it's that one right here, right? Gotta be. Ooh, is that it? Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'll take it. That's worth selling at least. Oops. Good chunk of groschen. Nice necklace. Noble shoes. Vitalis. I think I have that already, but I can sell it. That's something. Let's see. Not that again. Oh, I do. I didn't have that yet. Excellent. So, anyway, now that we found our treasure, let's head back to Sasau, or to the monastery, I suppose. Help out Johanka with her mission from the Blessed Virgin. Right. Anyway, so if it's not going to show up, that'll be disappointing. But I will. Either way, I'll keep an eye out for the donation regardless, and thank you anyway. So Obstacle again? Another one? No. Let's. Are you serious? Really? Here we go again. Are there seriously more of the bastards? Where are they? Oh, it's Cumans.
Innen kellett oda repül.
Was that it? Was it just the one? Or are there more? No, it was. It was just the one. Okay. One cumin. This. Is this a strongbox? Can I open this? Guess not. Alright. Alright. Onward we go. I can't believe I actually failed to avoid that. That's a first in a while. It's been a while since I failed to avoid something on the road. Oh well, it's fine. We made it. We made it out okay. So, let's continue along. Anyway, I've been going through a couple of things in class of late. If you have been following along, if you've been keeping an eye on my recent uploads, that means you have. I do not want to get involved in a skirmish at night. So if you have been keeping an eye out, that means you've been following along more or less with my classes. And so I think I've been having a great time with it, and hopefully my students have. I think most of them seem to be enjoying themselves, having their fundamental ways of looking at the world utterly shaken to the core, as is usually my goal for a class like this, especially. And so today we read and discussed one of my favorite bits of philosophy in history, that being the first of these, Anselm's Philosophical Dialogues, that being the first one being On Truth, which is, why is he growling? Why is he growling? What's wrong? What's wrong, boy? Hey, you're okay.
That's a good boy. That's my boy. Look what I've got for you. You'll love this.
Gotta have something for him, right? How about a herring? Yeah, a herring. I wonder if it's red, perhaps. Anyway. So yeah, it is fantastic, and it's also a very very atypical way of looking at how we understand divine truth, at least compared to our sort of ordinary modern standards. Per our ordinary modern standards, we understand truth as certainly a correspondence to reality or something like that. This is no different. However, the way that it is described lends itself to a much broader application, which is pretty cool. I'm going to read a book before I actually go to sleep. Oh. No, I honestly should sleep, because it's almost morning. I didn't realize that. Hey, Dominic. Either way, you know, the name is McCoy. Both of our names are pronounced McCoy. They are, in fact, the same name. That is how that works. McCoy G. One would think it's McCoy G. It's not. But yes, she's always here. The question is how close of attention she's usually paying. Listen, guys, my wife hears me the rest of the day. I don't know if she needs to be constantly hearing me while I'm yammering to you guys on the live stream. All right. Well, let me see. How's my nourishment is still 77. Well, not low enough to actually have anything to eat. Well, Thanks for stopping by, Dominic. I'll see you around. See you next time. No? Johanka's not up here. She's down there, I guess. Here? Morning.
Henry, how are you?
Morning. Here I am. Ready to go?
Thanks for coming. I knew I could rely on you. Well, let's go.
Sure. I'll be right behind you.
Good luck then.
Thanks. I wonder if I'll need it. Let's see how this goes. I'm looking forward to this. Been looking forward to this.
How's life here in Sasau?
Much the same as in Scarlet's. That is, before everything. It's quieter now. Most of the work has been done, and everyone is waiting to see what the harvest will be like. Then everyone will be on their feet from dawn to dusk.
I pray it'll be a good harvest. So we have supplies for winter and enough to seed in spring.
God's truth. A couple of bad harvests and we'd be in danger of famine. Well, let's hope it will be good. Every grain counts. Especially now, with all sorts of bandits roaming the country. And a great army, too.
I hope Sir Radzig and Sir Hanush get it all sorted out before the harvest.
If those marauders carry on, they'll plunder the whole province. And then where will we be?
The best thing would be to hide the supplies. Bury them underground, so the bandits don't find them.
But what if they threaten the villagers? Most people would be happier to give up their supplies than have their farms burnt down or their livestock herded off.
Livestock can be hidden in the woods. Pa told me about it once.
Maybe. But you can't hide a farmhouse. Or whole families.
Knows a lot
What if
about
they
these
take
sorts of
your
things.
children and threaten to cripple them, or the farmers? You can't do much work in the fields with your arms broken. And in the winter it's even worse. They might as well dig your grave.
Sir Radzig would never allow that to happen, though. He'd come with his garrison, and those bastards who harassed his subjects would soon be hanging from the nearest tree.
I'd be happier, though, if they all moved on and left us in peace.
What if they don't move on, though? Then the only answer is cold steel.
You men and your endless fighting.
I mean, it's working for right now. It's something, I suppose. I mean, Henry is himself an unstoppable force of destruction.
Coin, at least.
Unfortunately not. They said there'll be no more until St. Havel's Day.
Now that's still a long way off.
I know. On St. Havel's Day, the payments come from the surrounding villages and the outlying farms. Some of them are supposed to pay in chickens, eggs, or other things. But a lot pay in groschen. Then they might give us more.
All right. This is actually a really interesting element of medieval society that we're sadly missing. Really, it's the idea that
Since we're going
that
to the
monks...
market square, I could buy some meat at the butcher's.
You buy that often? I thought you said you had to save every groschen you can.
That's true, but you wouldn't believe the things those monks think up.
How's that?
You know they're forbidden to eat red meat. It's a sin. Saint Benedict forbade it.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I until recently. That's not all. The thing
I mean, it's not
they have an
sin.
exception to the rule. They can eat red meat if they're sick, so they recover faster. Then, it's not a sin. So some of them are always coming along with all sorts of ailments. So they can lie around in the infirmary and eat meat. Of course, the monks have precedence, so I have to go to the butcher's. And then, there's not enough money for other things.
Well, well. You learn something new every day.
I've even heard tell that there was a monk who tried to keep pigs in a pond at one time.
Why on earth would he do that?
To prove they're water creatures. The monks are allowed to eat water creatures, you see. Not only fish, but even beavers and the like.
That's correct. That's
good.
accurate.
I'd never come up with something like that. And how did it end up?
I don't know. Maybe they drowned.
That's good, though. I must remember that one.
Godspeed, husband. Take care. And
So-
come home soon. I'll pray for your safe return, as always.
I mean, it's not quite a proper
Tell
description.
me, how
It's
is
not
it
exactly
being in the
a
service of Sir
sin.
Radzig?
Well, it's a
It
wonder he
is
took me on
an
a school
oath
after
that
I
you
lost his
take,
sword.
and it's the violation of the oath
But
that
it's
is the
great.
sin.
For someone like me. I
But why
lost
would they go into
everything,
that
and he
nuance,
gave me a
especially
second
with
chance.
Johanka?
And even a new home of sorts, if you know what I mean.
I understand.
How's the game volume? I have it turned down for Mass Effect, but hoping it's more or less okay. You can still hear
I'm
dialogue
glad you
and
found
stuff.
your feet with Sir Radzig. That you found your place in the world again, and that...
Yeah. Don't worry. You'll surely find your place too, eventually.
I hope so.
But the idea of monasteries as a functioning part of society, part of a functioning society, I guess I should say, insofar as they're thought to be necessary enough so that people
When she
pay,
visits you,
basically,
Virgin Mary,
um,
what does she look like?
pay to
Like I
keep them and
said,
keep them
like
and
that
have them there and all
picture
that.
above the altar. She just appears in a kind of golden glow, in a blue cloak.
And then?
Okay, good. Well, I'm just good.
Then she beckons to me, and things start to appear. Pictures of all kinds. They look like the
Okay.
paintings in church, but moving, glowing with fire and lots of colours and this golden light.
Right. That's really something.
So yeah, they had a significant amount of social function. First of all,
How's
to
Mr.
pray.
Bias doing?
No change.
The monk's
He's lying
duty
in a fever and
was
nothing helps.
was to pray and to offer
I'm
to
really
God
afraid for him.
what
You'll
ordinary
get better.
people
Don't you worry.
could not
Tough
necessarily.
little bugger. No fever is going
To
be.
pray ceasingly
I
and
hope you're right.
to implore God
Actually,
for the goods of all the
It
people.
does look like his fever is dropping a bit. Maybe that's just wishful thinking.
Oh, hi guys. Do you want to step aside from each other? That'd probably be good. But it's a perfectly legitimate social function, and then
what are you
also
actually going to do when we get to the market square?
Actually,
all of the services that
I
they perform
haven't
for people out
thought
of
about
out
it
of
much.
Christian charity.
I have to pass on the message from Our Lady to the people. So I'll stand somewhere and tell them what I saw in my dream. Like the itinerant preachers who are always wandering around the land.
I see. And have you ever done anything like that?
No, I haven't. But it can't be all that hard, can it?
I couldn't say.
Standing in front of a group of strangers and shouting to the world is a little bit difficult, to be fair.
I have to mention the Virgin Mary, of course. Maybe the Virgin Mary visited me. That will get their attention. I'll say it like that.
Amen. To pray for the world, a part of society vastly underappreciated. Yeah, absolutely.
Henry, I'm a bit worried. I never spoke to people like that before. I've no idea what to say. They'll all laugh at me.
No. So that that sort of life of prayer also leads to a kind of life of Christian charity, and that life of Christian charity is a large part of what is why monasteries were such a even just like in terms of political economy kind of thing, they were essential to the even the sort of temporal society at the time, because monasteries were, as we see in this game, basically inns, not necessarily taverns, but sometimes they were not taverns in the sort of drinking necessarily sense, but taverns in the sense of somewhere you could go for food. You could go and you could eat. Sometimes for free, sometimes for donation if you wanted to, or anything like that, as well as hospitals. They were basically the hospitals of, or some of them were basically the hospitals of most of the Middle Ages, because the monks had all of this. Oh, excuse me. All of the specialized knowledge from libraries and such, from books and having and making book copies and all this sort of thing. And so it's a great service to society, not just through prayer and thanksgiving and fasting and all of the religious aspect of it, but the outpourings of that are them doing God's will to and for his people, in a temporal sense as well. And so monasteries were absolutely crucial to medieval society. It's something that goes underappreciated in a lot of ways. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you have not seen the EWTN series, I think it's How the Catholic Church Built Western Civilization. something along those lines, or Catholic Church founder of civilization, something like that. I can never remember which is the book and which is the series, because there's a book of a very similar title that the series was based off of by Tom Woods. He's an historian and a political commentator, and he's also a very traditionalist Catholic, and he's also an anarcho-capitalist libertarian. And I always like to say that I agree with him on basically everything, except he doesn't like sushi and he likes New York City. That's really it. Everything else we're 100% on board. But he's fantastic, and this EWTN special is all about the contributions of the church throughout its history, and talking about the monks in particular is a really solid. It's a really solid point that he makes in this series, and I'll put a link to that in the description after the stream, and also maybe I'll throw it into either the religion channel or maybe history or something like that. Mike says, I remember learning it played a huge role in expanding society, of going into the wild part of Europe and cultivating it, as well as the spread of scholasticism. Yeah, both of those things. So cultivating the wild lands of Europe, a large part of that was because people would donate lands to the church, right? And often to monasteries. The trouble, of course, being that most people, if you donate land, you're not going to be really donating particularly arable land to the church. You're going to be donating, swamplands and morasses and maybe something like forest. But it's I have this book actually somewhere. No, that's not it. I think it's in the other room. I don't have it with me, but I have a signed copy. I'm quite proud of. Got a signed copy at his thousandth episode of his podcast. Did a live thing a few years ago. Yeah, it's a phenomenal book, and it's a great series as well. I really recommend that series. But yeah, because the monks were often given horrible land, basically, they made huge advances in things like land clearing and irrigation, so that they could clear and drain swamplands and make them arable and workable. Same with clearing forests efficiently and all these sorts of things. That mostly Benedictine monks, but then it also became the task of Franciscans more than Dominicans, but really all of the monastic orders would do all these things, and then also they were primarily responsible for a lot of the technological developments at the time, things like blast furnaces, which we think of as a distinctively like post-industrial invention. There were monasteries that basically had almost modern blast furnaces that they could liquefy. They could liquefy iron, which was necessary for making cast iron, which was incredibly difficult given the technology of the time. Liquefying iron was next to impossible with ordinary like bellows furnaces, and so that the blast furnaces that were developed by a lot of the monasteries were capable of producing, first of all, cast iron, but then also a lot of the very high quality spring steel from the sort of high Middle Ages, from the 13th century onwards.
Have no fear. You can do it. If you didn't have what it took, Our Lady wouldn't have chosen you, would she?
I suppose you're right, but it's still hard for me.
Think of Matthias. You want him to recover, don't you?
Yes. If I don't let her down, she'll surely heal him for me.
That's the spirit. Enough beating around the bush. Go and let him have it.
All right. Here goes. God be with you.
All right, let's see how this goes.
The Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary came to me. in a dream. And she showed me things. Things I've never seen before. A great city. A great and beautiful city it was. Great and beautiful. With many, many spires. Tall spires. Golden in the sunlight. And around the city was a mighty wall. All this she showed to me. But then the city was suddenly engulfed in flames. The earth began to shake and the gate burst open. Holes opened up in the ground, and from them beasts of hell leapt forth. They broke down the walls and stormed the city through the broken gate. And the beasts hunted down all the sinners. They sank their fangs into their burning flesh and tore them to pieces mercilessly. And the sinners screamed and tried to flee them. But it was in vain. But then Our Lady appeared. Mary, the Holy Mother of God. She covered the whole city in her cloak, smothered the flames, and drove out the beasts. The penitent sinners came out of the city, knelt before the Virgin in prayer, and thanked her for their salvation. That is the vision that came to me. And I believe this message was not meant for me alone. It was a warning to us all. We are those sinners, and we must once again build those mighty walls. Not from stone or wood, but from virtue and love for our neighbor. And whoever has sinned and acted unrighteously must repent and change their ways.
That's pretty well done.
Sucker. That lass doesn't hold back. That lass? But there's truth in what she says, no doubt.
Oh man, there's a lot of talking going on here. Where'd she go? There she is.
Johanka.
Oh,
Not
okay.
now. Please. I need peace and quiet for a while. I must sit down.
Please. It's very important. The way you spoke, it sounded so true. I even had a feeling the earth shook beneath my feet when you spoke.
Welcome,
I
Emily.
have some trouble, and I didn't know who to go to until I heard you speak.
Not now.
Oh?
Please. I can't.
But you were just talking about helping your neighbor.
All right, but quickly, I beg you.
It's about my husband, Ambrose, the tailor. He's good to me. He's an honest tradesman and a skilled one. But he keeps playing dice. He sits at that table late into the night, and more than once he lost a small fortune.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I don't know how I could help.
I want him to stop, but he won't listen to me. I'm at a loss what to do. I thought maybe if you were to go and have a word with him.
Oh, all right. I'll come and see you when I have some time to spare.
Thank you. Thank you kindly. God save Henry.
My word, Johanka. That speech of yours on the square. I swear I never heard anything like it in my life.
Let's talk about it later. Right now, Guta, the Sasau tailor's wife, came to talk to me, and she was quite desperate. Did you hear?
Yes, I heard everything. So give her some advice then.
But I don't know what to tell her. Our Lady didn't prepare me for anything like that.
Oh, that's what you wanted, isn't it? Your words didn't fall on deaf ears, and now you can't let people down when they come to you.
I suppose you're right. We ought to try and do something.
We?
Be quiet and think. We have to find a way.
Okay.
Jesus, you're really full of holy fire.
Stop blaspheming and start thinking how we can get Ambrose to give up his dice playing.
Supposing Ambrose were to lose enough to make him regret it. If he were to lose something really important. Mal was used to scold me by saying, one day you'll go too far and then you'll be sorry.
That's it, Henry. Ambrose has to realize for himself how he's harming others, and most of all his wife and himself. Thank you.
Glad to be of help.
But I can't go anywhere. Never mind playing dice in taverns. I've too much work to do. But you could.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you,
I can
Henry.
wring him dry and
Go
give him
and see
dice.
the tailor's wife and sort it out with her. I have to go back now. God be with you.
Alright. Yeah, I can absolutely just wring him dry in a nice game of dice. That sounds great. Besides, I need to go to the tailor anyway. He's got some things that we need to do. The armorer can help me fix my armor. Wouldn't you know it?
Cucumbers, lovely cucumbers. I got them. Asparagus and prunes.
I need some help repairing my armor. I can't quite do all of it for some reason. Master.
I hope I can be of some...
Okay. God. That's fine. Alright, that'll work. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to do the thing for him. I need to get the guy's burial shroud.
Onions that'll even make your mouth.
From the yard or
Forgot
on the
about
woods,
that.
Is there fear speaking? Fear of the truth? And what of our own priests? Our own prelates? They who trade in indulgences for coin? Keepers of brothels? Who fornicate there and covet worldly goods? Such an affront to our Lord Jesus Christ, he who lived without money, without shelter, without possessions of any kind, and spread the word of God.
So there is a this sort of thing is an accusation of basically simony, of demanding payment for priestly services, which is, I mean, that's heinous.
God be with you, Henry.
As it is. Let me see. Where's your husband? I need him to fix something for me. Do any of this? Where is he? Can you? Maybe.
Good morning.
Oh, never mind.
Good luck then.
I need these. And those, I think. Let's see.
Johanka sent me. She asked me to help you with your trouble.
She did. That's wonderful. But she said she'd come herself.
Well, she's up to her ears in work, and besides, we figured your husband wouldn't pay much attention to a woman, since he doesn't even listen to you.
I mean, that's not what we said,
I'm
but
afraid
okay.
that's true. What now, though?
Well, Johanka thought it would help if Ambrose saw how playing dice was no good either for himself or for you.
I've been telling him off about it for years to no avail. I even took his dice several times. But he always gets new ones.
You won't get anywhere telling him off. Ambrose has to realise it for himself. If he lost everything he has to me, that would teach him a lesson. And then I'd talk to him man to man.
Oh, God, no. I want him to stop playing, not to lose the roof over our heads.
No, don't worry. Whatever I win from him, I'll give it back to you. But first, he really has to believe he's lost everything.
Do
Good
you
strategy.
swear, by the Virgin Mary, to give everything back?
I'm not going to make a sacred oath
Oh.
over such a worldly thing. My word should be enough.
Oh,
If
That's
you
fair.
won't swear to give everything back, forget it.
what's that? Helicopter or something outside, I suppose. I don't know if that's the noise is coming through, but man, it's loud. Yeah. I mean, I'm absolutely certain I could convince her. Yeah, I think I should convince her. So this is actually a good time to talk about this because there's a whole issue with taking oaths. Oath taking is there's a reason that that swearing sacred oaths is prohibited by the Old Testament, and that there's no abrogation of that in the New Testament. Swearing a sacred oath is a hell of a thing. It is incredibly severe because it opens up the possibility of putting yourself into a true moral dilemma where your only options are mortal sin. So if you swear something if you swear by something holy that you will do something, and then it becomes impossible to do it, or the only way to do it becomes doing something gravely sinful, then you will necessarily be in mortal sin. Because you'll either have to violate a sacred oath that you have made, or do something that is gravely sinful. So you basically put yourself into an impossible situation. And excuse me. I'm actually really glad that this shows that this is taken very, very seriously, and this is, I mean, from an ethical standpoint, certainly very dangerous thing to do. I'm gonna try and weasel out of swearing the oath. I'm still gonna do it. I still absolutely and firmly intend to give everything back. But swearing an oath by the Blessed Virgin is a hell of a thing.
Come on, don't tell me you don't trust me. After all, Johanka sent me. I'm doing this for your own good, and your husband's, am I not?
That's true enough. Very well, then. If you think it'll help, take him for everything he has.
All right.
Where can I find Ambrose?
He's not here now. He's getting
I
ready
noticed.
for a trip to Kuttenberg on some business or other. No doubt you'll find him at the inn. You'd better hurry if you want to catch him. He said he wants to leave soon.
Okay.
Do you think he'll want to play with me?
Well, he promised not long ago he'd quit. But I'll believe it when I see it. He'll keep playing, especially when he's had a drink or two. And if he's feeling lucky, he'll lose his head entirely and play till the early hours.
All right. Thanks for the advice.
Goodbye.
Now I will say, there is another moral issue at play here as well, which is, it's basically the equivalent of entrapment. The role that you're playing here is basically the devil. You're getting someone to do something that is great, that is sinful, right? Gambling what he can't afford to lose. That's a bad thing, obviously. And so trying to convince or coerce him into doing so is almost necessarily going to lead him into some manner of sin. That said, if you're convincing him to... So this moral dilemma gets interesting and gets a little bit less problematic if the assumption is that he's going to do this anyway, right? He's going to wrongfully gamble regardless. Which I honestly, that's one of those, like, that's a judgment call that'll depend on how resistant he is, I think. Excuse me. But if it's reasonable that he probably would do so anyway under other circumstances, then it becomes almost a moral duty to do it to gamble with him, to win, to beat him, take all of his stuff and give it back to him so that he learns his lesson. That's a huge difference. That's not Ambrose. You're Ambrose. You're not Ambrose either.
It's like that all over.
Where is he?
Well,
Oh, is he inside? Oh.
Aye, they're all
Sorry.
over.
In here.
Please bring me something to eat.
This is a very nice little tavern.
Here we are.
This is a very nice little tavern. I very much like this. This is so cute.
Bring me something to eat.
Ambrose.
Well, Goodman
It's
Ambrose.
got quite the chin.
Yes. Is there something I could do for you?
I heard you were about to leave for Kuttenberg.
Aye. Sir Sebastian von Berg ordered new clothes and he won't settle for anything but the best. I have to go and buy some fine linen, brocade and other things. I'm taking 600 groschen to pay for it all. I'll make him the finest garments ever.
Ah, I see. Well, Sir Sebastian's a man who doesn't like to be disappointed.
True indeed. I'll be on my way just as soon as the horse is shod and the wagon hitched up.
Okay. Forgot. Actually, I put my proper sword.
I'm honored that you should come to me.
Let's have a drink together to pass the time while you're waiting, eh? On me.
That's kind of you, lad. See you later. Good health.
I mean, this is a little bit
Serve
presenting a near occasion to sin.
You look like a fellow who's been around. Tell me, what's going on in the countryside? Are the roads safe?
Don't want to scare him too much. Let's be a little bit reassuring.
Oh, it's safer in the province now. There was a pack of enemy cutthroats holed up in Pribyslavitz, north of Talmberg. Mercenaries, bandits, Cumans, and other rabble. But we attacked them and smashed them to pieces. So yes, the roads are safer now.
My word. And who led the attack?
Brave Henry of Scotland. No, it wasn't. For God's sake.
Sir Radzig Kobyla, the royal hetman. Let's drink to Sir Radzig.
Yes, to the bold Sir Radzig Kobyla.
The bold Sir Radzig. Let's toot our own horn just a little bit.
And to his loyal servant, the bold Henry of Skalitz.
Aye, we'll drink to you too. Bold Henry of Skalitz.
Sigismund's hordes attacked Skalitz, razed the castle, pillaged the whole area, and slaughtered a lot of people.
I heard, lad. I heard. God have mercy on those poor souls.
They didn't get everyone, though. Some people took refuge in the castle, and during a nighttime storm, Sir Radzig led them to safety through a secret passage, right under the enemy's nose.
That was smart. And brave.
It certainly was. Let's drink to Sir Radzig.
To the quick-witted Sir Radzig.
Now, this is how a proper man-at-arms should be constantly acting. Always praising and drinking to his lord.
So, you're going to Kuttenberg, eh?
That's right.
That's nice. I've never been there. What's it like?
That's great, lad. Grand it is. Kuttenberg is a big town. With strong walls.
Sounds a
And
little
more
dark.
churches than you
Think
can
it's
count
time.
on your fingers. Even the king himself has a palace there. And it's packed with people. When there's a fair, the whole town is on its feet. You've never seen the like. But the city elders are troubled now. Sigismund and his army are camped near the town, and nothing good can come of that.
Ooh, that isn't very good.
The devil take that damn Sigismund! He's done damage enough here already!
My word, lad, what's got into you?
I'm from Scallis. Sigismund's army laid waste to the place.
Oh, I'm sorry. That must have been awful.
Awful hardly describes it. I'd tell you about it, but first I'd have to drink. A lot.
Then let's drink.
Okay, I think we're good. I think we are. We don't want him to be unconscious.
Well, enough chat. How about a little game before you set off? To pass the time.
No, lad, I promised my wife I wouldn't play. And sitting here sipping only makes me sad. But I've learned a thing or two, though. Maybe another time we can have a proper drink together.
Oh! Wait, no!
Goodbye.
Interesting. Okay. We should go and talk to the wife about this, right? Or did I goof it? Hold on. I'm actually going to try and reload because it autosaved. Yeah, it autosaved right before this. So let's try again. We got to get him, I guess we're going to get him drunker. And now, to the point I was making before, I think that it is very clear from that exchange. I saved right before it. Excellent. It seems like he was very much
I'm at your service tonight.
ready to just get sloshed.
Let's have a drink together to pass.
That's kind of you, lad.
And probably, if I had to guess, he's very much ready to get
Good health.
extremely drunk with just about anybody, because I'm a random stranger.
You look like a fellow who's been around.
Oh, it's safer in the but we attack them and...
My word.
Sir Radzig Kobyla.
Radzig.
Let's drink to Sir...
Yes.
And to
to
me.
his loyal servant.
Aye, we'll drink to you.
Drinkity. Right. How much more do we have to drink here?
So, you're going to Kuttenberg.
That's right.
That's
Do
nice.
this first.
That's great. And it's the city of...
The devil take that.
My word.
I'm from...
Oh,
Awful hard.
let's...
Let's keep drinking. Let's keep drinking. Do we have to drink all of them? Is that how this is going to work?
Sigismund's hordes attacked Scallis.
I heard, lad.
Let's talk about my parents. How about
I
this?
lost my family that day. They killed my mother and father.
Let's drink to their memory, then. To your dear mother.
To Ma.
And your good father.
To Pa.
Do we have to get all of them drunk? Oh, God, we do. We have to drink all of them, don't we? Well, there's 6 left.
Well, there was a band of brigands on the rampage in the province. They attacked the stud farm at
Okay.
Neuhof, killed old Smill, the owner, and torched the stables.
So it's true, then. I heard some talk about it, but I thought it was exaggerated. Maybe I should take an escort with me.
Now, not to worry. Fortunately, I caught up with those bastards and put a stop to their pillaging.
That's good news indeed. Let's drink to your accomplishment.
It was no easy
Hear,
matter,
hear.
I can tell you. They were cleverly holed up, but they weren't smart enough for me. Ha! To my wits!
Ha ha! To your wits.
Okay, so there's 4 more drinks to drink. And I'm running out of questions. Oh boy.
Did you hear what happened in Merhayed?
No? What happened there?
Some bandits attacked the locals.
God have mercy. It seems that's the lot of decent folk on this earth. Some fucker thinks he can take what he wants by the sword, and there's damn little you can do about it.
Ah, but the villagers weren't such an easy mark. They stood up to them and put up a fight. They even managed to take one captive.
Good on them. That's what those bastards deserve.
But it didn't end with that. Some pestilence broke out, and people thought it was the plague.
God have mercy on us.
No, don't worry.
It turned out it wasn't the plague, though. Those murdering bastards poisoned the wells there.
The low-down whoresons. They ought to hang. The lot of them.
Let's drink to those brave souls in Merhoyed. They stood up to a pack of cutthroats and captured one.
Glory to them!
Not even the pestilence could break them. With the help of Brother Nicodemus, they recovered.
Glory to your brother Nicodemus too.
Aye, and may trouble pass them by now and leave them to enjoy the peace they deserve.
Aye, peace to all people with good souls.
Amen. Oh, there's 2 more. Interesting.
I think I overdid it a bit.
How do I give a dice now?
Enough chat. How about a little game before you set off? To pass the time.
Sure, one little game.
Here
to
we
pass the
go.
time. That doesn't even count, does it?
Not even worth mentioning in confession. We'll drink to it. May they roll fairly.
I'm gonna cheat. Oh no.
Let's do it then.
I'll be back in 2 shakes.
I'll wager... 12 score groschen.
240? You must be very rich, or mad, lad. No one plays for that much without seeing how his luck is going first.
Enjoy it.
Alright, fine.
3 score groschen.
That's quite a pile. But I have a feeling fortune's on my
60 it
side
is.
today. All right.
Alright. 60 groschen. Oh my god. Alright.
There.
Heavenly Kingdom.
Satisfied?
I hope of falling on 3. We don't want it on 3. Alright, this'll work.
So
I'm
bring
a
it
little
on.
wobbly. Oh my god, I'm really wobbly. What was that? What has it got? Let's roll again. Let's keep going. Go into a 2,000, huh? Let's keep rolling.
If I was in your shoes,
I'm
I'd
risking
pass
it.
while the going's good.
I busted, didn't I? Darn it. Okay. No. What do we got here? Oh man, he's playing really risk averse. I don't like this. I don't like this. I should have. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh boy. Okay, I made some errors here. Oh, never mind. I won. Wow, that was lucky. Got 4 ones is 2,000. Good lord, I didn't realize it was that much.
I should never have played with you.
It didn't cost you much, did it? You'll do better next time.
No, I'll play no more today. I can see my luck's not in.
Just one little game. And I thought you were made of sterner stuff. Oh well, if you don't want a chance to win your coin back,
My
fine
pleasure.
by me.
Oh yeah? Don't get too fond of those groschen, because I'll be having them back.
That's the spirit. I'll wager... 6 score groschen.
Jesus, that's too much.
Okay, fine. 3 score again.
3 score groschen.
That's quite a...
Alright, so we're basically just double or nothing. All right. Let's keep with Heavenly Kingdom. Actually, you know what? Odd dice, and then the commonest die. No, let's do the Heavenly Kingdom. That'll work.
We'll see whose side Lady
I don't know if these are
Luffy's on.
lucky or what, but... Oh man, that's actually pretty good. Roll again.
Ale as usual.
That'll do. 700.
I'll be back with 2 shakes.
Alright.
I'd like a beer.
Ooh.
That's all.
Okay, okay. That's pretty good. Pretty good. There's 3 threes. It's a 6, right? No, it's a 1. What the heck is that symbol? I don't... Whatever.
If I was in your shoes, I'd pass while the going's good.
No, absolutely not. That'll do. 500. Oh my god, that's a hell of a winning score, man. I actually really like this dice game, by the way.
I should never have played with you.
Ah, it didn't cost you much, did it? You'll do better next time.
No, I'll play no more today. I can...
Learn how to lose, chicken.
Unlike you,
Ugh. How? How am I supposed to do this? Okay, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try one more time. This time I can skip through most of the dialogue, because again, we already saw it, but... Oh man, it's actually hard. So there's a lot of, like... I assume there's a lot of, like, only bet a little bit, and then bet more, and then bet less kind of thing?
God save.
Let's up.
God
Yeah,
be
okay.
with you.
Let's just, like I said, skip through most of the dialogue this time, because it's fine.
Good health.
May it serve you.
You look like a...
Oh, but we...
My...
Sir Radzik.
So Radzik, let's...
Yeah.
And me. Gutenberg.
Say.
And it's...
Sigurdmund's a bastard.
Oh,
Awful.
Okay. There's brigands.
There was-
Caught up with them. Very clever.
Sigurd. I lost my family.
let's...
Okay, we're doing fine. Drinkity, drinkity, drinkity. I don't know if I'm supposed to lose once,
Did you
or...
hear what? No, some.
God,
Ah. But it didn't end.
God have me...
It turned out it wasn't.
The low...
Let's drink to.
I don't know if I have to
Not even the
lose
glory
once.
to your-
Aye.
Maybe I can try that.
Aye.
Here you are, and good health.
Now, I asked myself, Ambrose. I asked myself, why are we here?
In the savin? Well, where else can a man find some culture in these parts?
No. I meant more like in the tavern. But why now? Why here?
Why here? Because I was waiting here before Gutenberg. Something like that. And why? Well, you came and started this... whatever.
This is
Why did I do
absolutely
Was there a reason?
the least philosophical answers I could
plan?
possibly imagine.
God's plan.
The difference is this. Did you come here of your own free will? Or did you have a feeling you had to? Or the world would stop turning?
Oh, God. So here's this again. It's not the part that we got to this time, but the second dialogue, this time being today, but the second dialogue in here is called On Freedom of Choice, and it's basically all about this. And the entire point of that dialogue is that it's both. It is most fundamentally both. That God has an absolute plan and is absolute control of absolutely everything, and therefore is responsible for all of the good that we do, but also that we ourselves can fully and freely choose absolutely everything, and that is... It's multiple different separate layers of causality, which is really hard to understand, especially if you're, Henry, the very drunk blacksmith's son. Oh,
I'm here because I'm here. Oh, I came here and I sat and this and whatever. If I didn't want to be, I wouldn't be. Right?
Maybe I'll try and lose the first
Made
hand.
myself.
That's good, lad. You want to be, and you are. And if you didn't want to be, you wouldn't be. A lot of people are, whether they want it or not. Or they aren't, even if they want it.
God bless them.
Or vice versa.
Alright, well, I'm
God's
confused.
Truth, Ambrose. We must drink to that.
Let's not be if we don't want to be. No, let's be. There's only 2 left, so let's not be if we don't.
If we don't want to be, then we won't be. No one's gonna force us, right?
No one will force us.
Let no one force us.
Alright, that's all of them. That's the lot of the drinks.
Hey.
Great. Now, what about this whole dice game we need to do?
This dice thrower in the province. In the lands of milk, you must put them on the table. In the lands of milk, you must put them on the table.
Well, that worked. So I didn't have to do the, Oh god. It is, I'm a little bit very sloshy at this point. My god, conspicuous. 100. Oh! Is there a way I can... Oh, no. Is there somewhere I can sleep? Like in a loft or something? I would very much like to sleep this off. Greetings, horses. May I bother you for your company? Oh my god, this is unbelievably drunk. I had a light. What's in this? What's this? Let's sleep. So it's entirely possible to just completely get him so drunk that he passes out, and then you just, like, grab his coins and his underpants. I wonder if that actually comes up that I stole his underwear. Because I did steal his underwear. I don't know how. That doesn't seem plausible. But I did. I seem to have done so. Anyway, so yeah, I've been having as you can probably tell from some of the recordings, I have been having a lot of fun in class with the other book that I've been just getting through. It's, this one, Ralph McInerney's Ethica to Mystica. which I just finally got today. I finally got the my desk copy of this. Hello, can I? Is it? Oh, it's very dark in here. That's why. Am I hungover? No, I'm not. Wow. Honestly, I'm surprised. I thought it would be. Is this a drop? No. Is there somewhere I can clean myself? I have a suspicion that I need it. Anyway, though, sit. Anyway, though, I need him to help fix that. All right, let's hair of the dog. Nourishment. Oh no, it would be overstuffed. Study a bit for an hour. Anyway, I really been it's a lot of this, a lot of what I've been going through in terms of ethics, in terms of teaching ethics, especially from McInerney, is where's Ambrose? He's still in there. It's really it's more radical than it should be. Basically, everything that McInerney says in Ethica Thomistica should be uncontroversial. Basically, everything he says is. Wait, what? Oh. I don't want to do that in case he wakes up. Basically, everything he says throughout Ethica Thomistica is very straightforward. It's all very straightforward and very obvious and uncontroversial, or what should be uncontroversial, Thomistic ethics. And because of that, he has this introduction, at least in the original edition from 1982. This is the updated version, the second release from 1997, so like 15 years later, where he points out that when he gave a series of talks kind of outlining the core material for the book before he made it into a book, he had some people who were trained philosophers. This was at a philosophy conference, who thought that so many of his ideas here, so many of his basic Thomistic philosophical ideas, were incredibly innovative and original. And he was deeply offended by the proposition that he could have said something innovative and original based on the thought of Thomas Aquinas. When what he intended to do was to just sort of put forward what any idiot should know about the ethical theory of St. Thomas. And so, basically, what he's doing throughout this book is just outlining ethics as he understands it. The updated introduction is phenomenal as well. Let me just I want to preface this with. Let me just read a tiny little bit here. Let me see. It should be said that Thomas had no sense that he was doing ethics, or indeed philosophy, in a personal way, or in one way as opposed to others, at least if such pluralism were taken to be radical. Thomas did philosophy, not Thomistic philosophy, just as Aristotle did philosophy, and was not intent on fabricating an unusual and personal system. Skipping a bit. Poets, it is thought, are under obligation to be original and difficult. Their readers must submit to them and see the world as they do. One can argue this assumption, or at least modify it as T.S. Eliot did in Tradition and the Individual Talent, but we now see this assumption being openly applied to philosophers, who are urged to become strong poets, self-assertive that is, and there being nothing else to assert, it seems. What he's getting at here is that it seems wildly inappropriate for a philosopher to try and put one's own personal spin on an ethical theory or on a philosophical theory in general. The goal is to pursue the truth, and there is nothing personal about that. So the book is called Ethica Thomistica, The Moral Philosophy of St. Thomas Aquinas, by Ralph McInerney. The one that's in print right now is the 1997 edition, but I also have a PDF version of the 1982 original release, which I can't exactly post a link to in the description, but let me know if you would like a copy of that as well, because I have that version of that one. So feel free to reach out to me about that individually or on Discord or whatever. I'd be happy to share that sort of thing. I do highly recommend the newer edition. From what I can tell, I haven't actually gone through all of this and seen exactly what the differences are, but there are updates. There are some things that he has updated, changed, and added, expanded upon a little bit in the new edition. So it's probably worth looking at if you're considering which one.
What do I have to do to get a drink here?
In any case, though, what he's getting at here is basically just what he takes to be the perennial, eternal philosophical tradition as Aquinas was approaching it. And so, I see my task in large part as a kind of unearthing in all of the students the deep-seated innate ideas that they have that have been buried over by generations upon generations of modernism and demoralization. In fact, in terms of demoralization, so if you're familiar with the term, let me write this down. There's a great little speech, little talk by Yuri Bezmenov, a USSR defector to the US, who talked about the Soviet KGB tactic of demoralization of American society and the American populace, basically of eroding away both the society's morale and moral sense, so that we can be convinced into accepting anything, basically being uninquisitive with respect to truth. He's awake. Good morning, Ambrose.
Ambrose, you hound. What got into you yesterday?
Me? Nothing. We drank a bit, alright. Quite a bit. And then I went to sleep.
What? You don't remember? You got as drunk as a lord. Started shouting that you were the greatest dice master in Bohemia and that you'd show everyone. No one had the nerve to tackle you, so you insisted I had to give you a game. But you lost, and then you got really worked up and wanted to save your reputation. We ended up playing until the early hours.
Damn. I don't remember a thing. Did I win?
Oh, you did, a few times. And then you lost everything.
Oh, fuck. Everything?
Everything. The whole 600 groschen you had for buying cloth in Kuttenberg.
Christ in heaven. Oh, God, what am I going to do now? I have to get that money back.
Actually, it wasn't by chance that I ran into you.
So this here is a phenomenal example of exactly the kind of lie that somebody like Blessed John Duns Scotus thinks can be perfectly acceptable. This is absolutely, unequivocally a lie. We are lying to him. We did not win the money in a game of dice. It was all on false pretenses and everything like this. But this is a very, very similar case to the example of Joseph in the Old Testament and his brothers, where he convinces his brothers that they're about to be executed by Pharaoh to teach them a moral lesson. And so after the fact, one, they learn their moral lesson, and then two, everyone has a bit of a chuckle about it. And in this case, exactly the same thing is happening. We basically pulled one over on this guy. It's a funny situation. If he were in on it, he would understand the comedy and the lesson. And so I think that this is, again, a perfectly acceptable moral case for lying. I tend to take Scotus's view on this. I really do. I think that there are cases where lying can be profitable to everyone involved. So long as the truth comes out at some point. Lying in this way, under this justification, is at most temporary. So before I go on, I want to mention again. So there was also a good video from James Lindsay like today about demoralization, and I do think that from my experience of students today, a great deal of our society is sort of systematically demoralized over the course of several generations to the point where they're incapable of reconciling with or even grasping truth when it confronts them. And so that's a large part of why I teach the way that I do, which is very different from your ordinary intro to ethics course. Like, this is my primary text, right? Ethica Mystica, which is from a singular viewpoint that doesn't treat itself as if it is a view on ethics. It acts as if and writes as if it is simply ethics, because that's the way that we should be looking at these things. And if you wind up disagreeing with it, then you can disagree with it. That's fine. That's perfectly reasonable to do, in fact. But to treat it as if it is just one view among many other sort of neutral views, and then sort of hover over them in this abstract, almost like, I guess you'd say, secular sort of way, in a sense, is nonsensical. We should rather look to a particular perspective that we think is a real candidate for being true, and then figure out, is it actually true? Are there errors with it? And then examine it in more detail, which is what I'm trying to take this class through doing. And then it also helps that this is primarily a pre-modern system of ethics, before the sort of the deconstruction of ethical reasoning that took place during and after the Enlightenment. That's the kind of thing that Alistair McIntyre talks about in After Virtue, is this deconstruction of ethics, which really happened around the Enlightenment, with primarily centered around David Hume, but not exclusively. So that's my goal. My goal is basically to exhume ethics and just sort of dig out the remains of the ancient and coherent streams of thought that may still reside in students' minds, and sort of shake them, perhaps violently, metaphorically, out of their coldly modern way of looking at ethics as nothing of significance or importance. All right. The Virgin Mary sent me.
It was the Virgin Mary who sent me to you.
What are you talking about? Are you trying to make a fool of me?
No, I mean it. My friend Johanka has been visited in her dreams by Our Lady, and she's been passing her message on to the people about amending their ways and repenting for their sins, like playing games of hazard, for example. You see how easily you were tempted into wagering everything you had on dice? You're bringing misfortune down on yourself and your family.
Yeah, you're right. I got carried away. But what am I to do now?
Repent and do penance for your sins. Ask God for forgiveness and swear by the Blessed Virgin never to pick up dice again.
You're right. My passion for dice has gone too far. I'll do what you say.
That is actually that kind of thing is a perfectly reasonable oath to take, not to sin. Right? Swearing a solemn oath not to sin, that's reasonable. So, in that case, that's okay. I get that. Yeah, beautiful strategy. Deconstruct Hume by ushering forth truth. Yeah, and honestly, just taking truth seriously. That's something that students are not used to doing. All right, let's leave it at that.
Good, Ambrose.
Listen, Henry. The money you want from me, do you think maybe I could get it back? I've learned my lesson, I swear. But now I have to go and buy that cloth, and I can't pay for it.
Of course.
You've seen the error of your ways. That's all I wanted. I never intended to take your money. Here, have it back. And next time, be more sensible about what you do with it.
Thank you, Henry. You're an honourable man. God bless you. See you later.
Amen. All right. In that case, that's excellently done. All Alright, so I need to talk to Johanka, not the tailor's wife. I don't actually have to talk to the tailor's wife. I totally thought I did. That's weird. Let me just... What? Here, let's just quickly... In any case, though, Hume absolutely, in every case, needs to be deconstructed. Okay, well, I'm just gonna drop his undies. He doesn't... I don't need those. Oh. Alright. What's this? Oh.
Good heavens. What's all this? Candles? Pictures? Someone's made quite a shrine here. I can't wait to hear what Johanka thinks of this.
Interesting. Wait, what does this mean? Oh.
Holy Virgin Mary, Queen of the Angels, and solace of troubled souls, look down on us, your humble servants. Let us have peace, and let us abide in good health. Bring peace to the souls of our departed loved ones. Intercede with God to forgive their sins and take them into his heavenly kingdom.
I actually don't know what this means. It was a turkey. That's weird. The turkey is very strange. The all-seeing eye is, I think, at this stage in history, is typically related to God's providence. At least I think. Man, there's a lot of stuff written on the wall here. Papal cross, Cairo. Or wait, that's a Cairo, not a papal cross. Templar cross. Interesting.
For the love of God! What have you been doing?
I went to see the tailor's wife, like you wanted.
Oh, and how did it go?
I think it turned out well. Ambrose admitted he was overdoing it with the dice playing and promised to quit.
That's great news, Henry. You've helped him and his wife a lot. Thank you. You're a true friend. I think this is exactly what the Blessed Virgin wants from us.
How are things going otherwise?
You wouldn't believe what happened. One of the bathhouse wenches came to me.
Oh? What does she want?
She said she wanted to find a different job. Something more virtuous. She said she decided to change her life after listening to me on the square.
See what you're capable of? Our Lady didn't pick you for nothing. You help everyone around you. I think you're really great, Johanka.
That's very sweet of you, Henry. Thank you. If only there were more like that, though.
How do you mean?
I mean, more people who want to find a better, more virtuous life. If only we could help them to do that.
Well, we are.
I might know of someone. There's this prostitute in Ledechko. Adela, her name is.
And how do you know her?
I happened across her by chance when I was tracking the Neuhof raiders. Don't look at me like that. She was mixed up with one of them and I had to question her. I wouldn't say she was particularly happy there either.
That sounds promising, Henry. We should try and help her.
But how?
I'm not sure, but maybe we could persuade her to give up what she's doing and find a different job. If she works at the baths, she'll surely have knowledge of some basic things.
What basic things? Laundry?
No, she'd know about healing wounds, health-giving decoctions, bloodletting and the like. And I could certainly use a second pair of hands here.
All right, yeah, I'll go. Not right now.
If you think so.
Yeah, with some
I can
chat
go
about
there
some
and
other
see what I
stuff.
can do.
Henry, please try and convince her. I can find a place for her here. God
Good.
be with you.
Very good. Wait, is it just gonna quick travel me there, or no? Okay. I can try to
Henry!
rehabilitate the prostitute and let us go. Yeah.
My word, Johanka. That speech of yours on the square. I swear I never heard anything like it in my life.
So, what do you think? Was it all right?
I'm at a loss for words. It was great. It sounded almost like it wasn't you at all. I never expected you'd say such things. Flames, a golden city, beasts of hell. It was awe-inspiring. You even put the fear of God into me. I heaved a sigh of relief when the Virgin Mary came and everything ended well. It was the best sermon I ever heard. I mean it.
Oh, thank you, Henry. I don't even know how I did it. I just opened my mouth and the words came by themselves. What about other people? What did they say?
I'd say they liked it. Everyone was quite spellbound.
Oh, that's a good thing, isn't it? And do you think it made
Think so.
sense? That it was clear what I wanted to say?
I think so.
Oh, yes.
Maybe not at first,
Clear
but
as
yeah.
day. It was a warning about our sinfulness. If we're virtuous, Our Lady will protect us against the demons.
Yes, that's what I think her message was.
I don't know about the
Thank
sin of
you,
pride.
Henry. I'm
I don't
glad
know
you were
about
there
that.
with me.
So am I. I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
I guess the goldenness of the city or something?
Where did all those pretty things outside your door come from?
People have been bringing things and leaving them here. Sometimes they even pray. Flowers, a few coins, some food and various bits and pieces. People give whatever they have. Some of them light candles too.
Why are they doing it?
Well, I think it's like some veneration to the Blessed Virgin. And they come seeking advice too, asking about this and that and what they should do. And even worse, they want me to bless them. Someone asked me to bless them before travelling to Benishov. Others asked me to bless women about to give birth, so their children would be healthy and nothing bad would happen. And it seems to me there's more and more coming. I'm at a loss what to do. I wasn't expecting this at all.
Giving blessings and such is a bit... that might be presumptuous. Maybe. That is at least primarily the role of a priest. And so if she's properly pious, which I mean she sure is, she would and should direct them to any of the various priests. I mean, you're in a monastery. There's certainly the abbot and presumably a lot of, at least some of the monks are also priests and can give proper blessings. So,
Well, I hope it doesn't get out of hand. You know how people are. Someone might be offended.
Maybe. But these people are acting of their own free will, and
it's true.
I can't drive them away. But I don't bless anyone, in case you were thinking.
Sure, that really wouldn't be a good idea.
Of course not. What? Do I look like a bishop?
No, and he'd have a fit if he saw something like that.
I mean, just, direct people towards a priest. That's perfectly reasonable. And it still is, directed through her and yada, 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 all of that. So that there's something there.
How is Matthias doing?
I think he's getting better. It looks like his fever's fallen. Sometimes we even talk for a while. I just hope he doesn't relapse again.
Nah, he'll pull out of it. You'll see. I brought you something.
That's sweet of you. What is it?
I've got quite a bit of meat. More than I can eat myself. I thought you might be able to use it.
About maybe let's go at about half of my smoked or dried meat that I really don't need. Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you so much. This will help us a lot. We've barely got enough to eat, you know?
Glad to be of help. I see things are looking up for you. You even got a roof over your head. I'm glad you don't have to sleep in that stable anymore. And it seems the overseer coughed up a groschen or two in the end, eh?
Yes. I'm glad too, but it's a little bit complicated. Monastery affairs, you know. I won't bother you with the details.
Okay.
What about the custodian? Is he leaving you alone now?
Yes. He hasn't been here for a while. Can we just talk about something else, please?
Okay.
What's got into you? You're not yourself at all. Is something wrong?
Oh, Henry. If only you knew.
What's the matter?
Sir Sebastian. He kept coming here, always bringing me gifts, a dress, a piece of jewelry. He was so persistent. I was completely worn out from everything. And he was the only one here who showed me any sympathy, any understanding. He was quite kind, actually. And then once, more than went with him. Then he had this room cleared out and gave it to me.
She was in a desperate situation. So now I'm Henry would certainly be quite sympathetic about this. Shouldn't have said it, that's for damn sure. But this does provide a sort of a case to look at matters of culpability. And so culpability in a case like this is I think partially but not fully abrogated. Right? He was to some degree constrained by her situation, right? And that he was to some degree in a position of significant power over her. However, not entirely. So, and this actually brings up the issue of what was it in was it Laudatus? Was it Laudato? Oh, excuse me. Was it Laudato Si? Or in one of Pope Francis's encyclicals, the one on that included, among other things, on marriage and family, where he brings up the idea that if a couple who are divorced and illicitly remarried, who are living in objective adultery, that if they are incapable of living as brother and sister, and incapable of abstaining from sexual intercourse, due to the something like the insistence of the spouse to keep the peace, so that the other spouse acquiesces for the sake of keeping the peace, etc. If that sufficiently negates culpability to the point of not being a sin at all, what that effectively means is that it is the only way it could be mitigated as from being a sin is if it's unfree, entirely unfree. And if it's entirely unfree, we have a word for technically unmarried sexual intercourse that is not engaged in freely by one party. And it's a pretty serious sin on the part of the other. And that's a hell of a thing to reckon with if you're considering whether people engaged in who are living in an objective state of adultery, say, like this, are living in sin or not. Because realistically, the options are they're both living in sin, or one is living in even graver sin and is placing the other into a coercive situation. And so this is a very, very serious matter, and so is what's going on here. So I would hesitate to say that her culpability is entirely mitigated, or is entirely abrogated, but it is somewhat mitigated, certainly. Now Henry'd go all the way and say, no, it's not your fault, because he's a softy boy. So of course he would. But this is a very serious matter of concern.
But you're not to blame. These things happen. He's a noble, and he can do whatever he feels like. He took advantage of you.
But it's all over. I swear. Since I started having those dreams, I haven't been with him. I sold all the things he gave me and bought food and supplies for the sick. I still feel terrible about it. I think maybe it's because of me that Matthias isn't getting better. If I had been more virtuous...
Don't be so hard on yourself. The important thing is you ended it, and you tried to make amends.
And are making amends.
Ashamed, Henry. Please forgive me, and don't tell Matthias or anyone else, I beg you.
I won't breathe a word. I promise.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm no
Henry.
priest, so maybe you should tell somebody else.
I feel relieved for telling you. You're so understanding.
God be with you.
So, you know, it's... There is certainly something about this, I mean, it's analogous to confessing one's sins. It's just confessing one's sins to a brother in Christ rather than to a priest, which has its issues. Say in that it is not, if nothing else, it's not sacramental. Right? It doesn't have the. Excuse me. It doesn't have the there's no sacramental forgiveness, in other words, which is really something missing out. But it is psychologically certainly useful. I'll say that much. All right, let's go back to Sasau for now. Woo! Excuse me again. Let's head back to Sasau for now, and let's sell some things, repair some clothes if Ambrose is back to work. I doubt he's actually there, unfortunately, but let's see. Wait, if I polish this a tad, it will, clean the blood off of it. I hurt the edge of the blade, but fine. At least, it's fine, I guess.
God be with you.
All right. I'm not going to talk about copper because that's a thing. That is a no. That is a quest that I don't want to start just yet. Because that has to do with the what's it called? What? The counterfeit coins. That's what that is. That's about. Which I will. I'll do that another time. That's main plot stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, oh right, I could have just sold everything at the blacksmith. That was dumb. I should have done that. Well, there's another blacksmith here, and then there's the swordsmith as well, so I can sell things there.
I'm honored that you should...
Oh, wait.
Goodbye.
Forgot. Everything's on the horse. Oh, wait, not that. I don't need that. Where's my 20? Sell those. Where's my 20? 17. I like the fashionable hat more than the nobleman's hat, though. My charisma 15 versus charisma 12. All right, good night, Mike. Thanks for stopping by. Always have a good time with these. See you around next time. All right, let's sell all of my various stuff that I don't need. There's the magic cumin thing. This one. Blacksmith McKish.
See you later.
Anything else I can sell? Oh, right, these. I'll just close the deal. That's fine. I'm back up over 50,000 groschen, though. This is also kind of insane. Oh my gosh. All right. Everything's sold. Let's go back to the tailor's to see if I can get my kit fixed. I have some damaged stuff that I'd like to patch up. And then I am going to go over to the bathhouse wench in Ledechko, see what I can do over there. Oh, yeah, Ambrose is not here. Great.
God. Well, how did it go with that husband of mine?
Well, we sat down and talked, and in the end, I talked him out of playing dice.
Did you? Mother of God, that's wonderful news.
Yes, Mother of God was very helpful.
How on earth did you do it?
I'm gonna tell her
Look
everything.
here, I'll tell you what happened, but you mustn't breathe a word of it.
All right.
Ambrose got really drunk. I took his money, and in the morning, I told him he'd lost it all at dice. He took it really hard, and he promised he'd never gamble again.
Aha. Well, if you think he really means it. And what about the money? Did you give it back to him?
Yeah, I gave it back to him so he can buy what he needs.
That's wonderful.
Of course I did.
Thank you, Henry.
What do you take me for? Right. So she can't do any repairs. Okay. All right. Well, that's less than ideal. But okay. That's less than ideal. All right, let's go to Ledechko, I suppose. There's a tailor in Ledechko, so maybe I can actually get some repairs done over there when I get there. Potentially excellent. Okay. Oh, there's a thing going on. Corpse, huh? Dead guy. Oh, that's a lot of humans. Ah, God, that's very bad. That guy's down. Ow, jeez. Ouch. Not good. Oh, not great. Okay. We're fine. Oh, okay. Come on. Ow. Okay, this is very bad. Oh. Okay, bandage. Oh, that's very bad. Now it's close. Ooh. Is the Lazarus, right? Oh. Ow. That was a nasty fight. Need that. Take those. Yeah, I'll take those because I just used up some of my bandages, so I'll take a couple. Oh my, you don't have to pee on the bad guys. That seems excessive. I'll grab you some bacon though. Oh man. No, you don't have to pee on the bad guys. That's a little off, but I'm not gonna stop you. Where'd you go? Mutt. Oh, there you are. Hey, buddy. Good Good pupper.
That's a good boy.
Man.
That's my boy. Look what I've got. You'll love this.
I have some bacon. That's fine. Take that. Take that. Mail chalices. Yeah, I'll take it. Take those. Whew. Let's see about repairs. Yeah. Don't need cobbler's kits. A blacksmith kit should do. All of those. Okay. Oh god, 0. That's bad. Alright. Let's continue on to Ledechko. Man, that was quite the fight. We made it though. That was close. Hey. There's no smith here. There is on the other side of the river. So maybe that. We'll do that. Go over there. Try to talk to her at the bathhouse. Repair some of my armor that I can't. Okay.
God's blessings. What can I do for you? Take care.
800 devotion. Oh man. Actually, wait. Hold
God be with you.
Let me sell that. That. Sell that. That. Sell that. Okay.
Good boy.
Yeah, that's fine. Take the lower price. I'll just clear them out. That's okay. I basically just got my money back from my repairs. That's okay. That's not so bad. Okay, let's go talk to the bathhouse wench about a career change, huh?
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Bath's on this side of the river, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. I suppose let's just go to the blacksmith first for repairs.
Yeah.
Keep up.
Good day. Bye.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to go inside, you'll have to wait until tomorrow.
That's for your cheek.
Now stop your damn carry-on.
You want another? Do you?
Hey.
Are you yanking my pizzle? I said get out.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for Adela.
For Adela? But I paid for that whore.
Who's there? Answer me.
I'm sure we can come to some agreement. Do you fucking know who I am? Whose service I'm in?
No.
I serve the Royal Hetman. And maybe you'd like to spend the rest of the
They
evening
must
with
have
the
imagined it.
executioner.
Oh God, no.
Then clear
I
off
love
quick.
this. That was great.
Why did you have to get
Fuck.
mixed up
I
in
don't
it?
need this shit. But you haven't heard the last of this, fucker. I'll cut your fucking throat for that.
No, you won't. Good luck. Good luck,
What in
friendo.
God's name have you done?
I saved you.
Oh my God! Hedson will kill me if Marouche doesn't first.
Maros.
The proprietor.
Everything
Okay.
will be all right.
Henry, if it wasn't for the fact that you saved Hinnick, I'd slap your face.
I'm wearing a helmet.
Leave this place. I'll help you.
What? Why? What are you on about?
Why do you live like this? Why don't you just leave?
How? Like I should just drop everything here, pack my things and go off to see someone I don't even know?
Well, when you put it like that, it does sound a bit peculiar.
I should say so. It's madness. It's like starting all over from the beginning.
And why did you become,
A prostitute.
yeah.
If you're expecting to hear some touching tale about a poor girl tossed around by fate, you'll be disappointed. I didn't want a husband, and I needed money.
So just for money?
What do you think I do it for? Love? Have you got a problem with that?
No. Everyone has to make a living, but you don't have to be a bath maid.
So what else should I do, in your opinion?
You can just find yourself a different livelihood.
Why? What's wrong with the one I have?
It's a bad long-term strategy. Let's put it that
What
way.
about when you get older? Do you think the men will still come to you?
That's true, unfortunately.
You can't go on like this forever. You could catch some nasty disease.
What do you know about such things?
I've seen plenty, believe me. Maybe too much.
Oh, sorry. I try not to think too much about that.
Well, maybe you should. The apothecary and rat eye could tell you a lot about the ailments people come to him with.
I'm still not sure.
You don't care that you're living in sin?
So, virtue won't put food on my table.
What if it could?
Man cannot live by bread alone.
I'll wager you've never known real hunger.
Oh, I have. Believe me. But I never sold my soul on account of it.
A likely story with that chubby face of yours.
Okay, well-
I'm not sure. I don't think it's all that bad here.
Haven't you ever thought of doing something different?
Like what?
Well, wouldn't you like to help the sick?
That's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yes. But you'd have nothing to be ashamed of.
I suppose not. I'm still not sure.
But you're a pariah. No one will talk to you.
What do I care about anyone else? Let them look out for themselves and I'll do the same.
Man, being a social outcast within this social setting is basically death. I don't necessarily mean that literally, but I perfectly well could, because a large part of medieval society is centered around the fact that it's a very high trust society. It's a very close knit society. And so if you're outside of the sort of core care of the community and anything happens, there aren't things like impersonal institutions necessarily to be able to help with that sort of thing. And so you really do rely upon the close knit community to help. Now, there's really a sort of social scale between these two things, between close knit community and abstract impersonal institutions. And we today, probably unfortunately, are on the absolute far end of that spectrum. We are absolutely on the far-reaching impersonal institutions side of society, and we live in an incredibly low trust society. All the more so over the past few years. Like, quite honestly, the lockdowns and everything to do with it, from social distancing to masking to splitting up workers into essential, non-essential, to the like social tension created by one, political division, but then two, probably more fundamentally, the fear of your neighbors ratting out on you for things. Like, all of that put together has basically disintegrated anything that was left of our society. And so we're basically atomized. And the only thing that we have to rely upon in our society is, unfortunately, these abstract impersonal institutions. And in theory, what that can do is that can prevent people like her from falling through the cracks. But realistically, what it does is it allows a lot more people to fall through the cracks, because it's very easy to get lost in a sea of sort of faceless bureaucracy, rather than being able to be part of a tight knit community to rely upon. It's a big problem in our society today. Our meaning primarily American society. At least most of American society is very much like this, and the reason why is because a lot of these social connections that used to exist in the United States have been supplanted by these sort of impersonal bureaucratic institutions. And that has greatly helped to disintegrate the tight knit, high trust, organic kinds of communities that people have relied upon as sort of basically just part of human nature for all of human history. It's tragic, it's unnatural, and it's potentially disastrous for a lot of people. It's we realistically, we don't have people to rely upon in a real communal or fundamental sense, and that's really sad. It's really tragic. I mean, hopefully, there's a degree to which the folks that I sort of chat with and talk with online and this sort of thing, there's a sense in which, and there's a degree to which we're something of a community. But part of the problem with that is obvious, is that the people I chat with online, the people who I talk to on these streams and in the Discord and on social media and everything else like that, we're all in all corners of the globe. We can't like come together into a real kind of community and help each other in that sense. Like, we can't babysit each other's kids. We can't go out for anything. We can't like help each other when we're on in hard times or anything like that. And I mean, maybe we can, but not nearly as effectively and not nearly as immediately and not nearly as efficiently or as well or anything like that. It's unfortunately a poor substitute, but it's for a lot of people, kind of even for me, really, kind of all we've got. Anyway, it's this brought up here a very this seems like a bad situation to be in, because for her it's not good. She has isolated herself from the community, and the community is everything in a society like this. But I think it really just draws this distinction, this difference so starkly between something like medieval Christendom and to what we have, at least in most of the West today. And I would argue that we are much for the worse for it. Now, not in every respect, obviously. I mean, I can talk to you anywhere in the world right now, and that's great. I can drink coffee, things like that. I have access to things for incredibly low cost that kings could not have had in Henry's day. And so materially, we're far better off, but perhaps less secure. No, that's not true. That's not true either, really. Materially, we're almost certainly better off, but in spite of our disintegrative social structure rather than because of it. So it's a trade-off. There are certainly elements of a society like medieval Christendom that we absolutely should learn from, even if we manage to keep the good things that we have today. Let's continue this onward and see. Because again, to make this point, like she really can't manage everything alone, because that's not how the society works.
You won't always be able to manage on your own, whether you like it or not.
So what?
Look at the refugees from Skalitz. Do you think they'd have managed on their own without the help of Sir Hanush?
No, I suppose not.
Or without Johanka's help, for that matter.
Johanka's?
No, never mind.
That doesn't matter.
Never mind.
I'm still not sure.
Sorry, but this is going
damn it.
nowhere.
But we were just...
To tell the truth, I don't believe you much. Here I have some certainty at least.
Oh well, it's your decision. You'll have to answer to God Almighty, though.
That's my affair. God be with you.
Crap. Saved. Oh no. Can I... How long ago was the recent one? That was... Quest started. I mean, yeah, all I literally did was get here. Yeah, you know what? Let's try it again. Let's go for it. That's fine. I have another save file, so if this is utterly disastrous, then that is okay. All I basically did was have my have some equipment repaired, sell some things, and then ride here. So there's not much in the interim. Horse. Ah! What in the world? Okay, well that was... I see. That was too low. That was my bad. Alright, let's go. Let's try this again, shall we? Whoops! Come on. There we go. Basically took a wrong turn again. It's fine. Let's do some selling really quick. That I can sell. Those I can sell. Sell. Charisma 18 boots. Charisma 12 versus 17. Those 17, 18. Those at this at 20. Sell the riding boots. Sell. Right. Now, what about all of these various chalices? I can resell as well. Okay.
I'm honored that you... Goodbye.
Wait, sell first.
God be with you.
Arrow. Wait. Longbow. Forgot to sell that last time. Page's sword. Brigandines. Bassinets. Cute captain's helmet. All of this stuff. My God. $10,000. Excellent. All right, now repairs.
Goodbye.
Nothing. Okay, can't repair anything. Need to get that tailor, don't I? Okie dokie, onward we go. Let's go to the tailor here. Still need to talk to his wife before we leave.
The ground shook when she talked.
I hear people still gossiping about Johanka. Her tale of fire and brimstone. Wash off. It's strange and unfortunate that you can't wash your weapons except by sharpening them.
Well?
Okay.
Well, we sat down.
Did you?
Look.
Oh. Uh-huh. And...
Yeah.
That's
all. Great. Already covered that last time. It's fine. Alright, now. Back to Ledechko. Let's try this again, shall we? Alright. Let's see how this goes. Maybe this time I will avoid any cumin entanglements. If there are any. It was right up here, wasn't it, last time? Oh, guess not. Oh, nothing. That's weird. Uneventful journey. I didn't have to almost die. That was nice. I like not almost dying. Almost as much as I like not dying. Actually, if I'm to be precise about that, I think I like not almost dying more than I like not dying, because almost dying is, excuse me, what time is it? Oh, okay. Almost dying can still be, at least in theory, unpleasant.
God be with you. God be with you.
Okay, great. Pardon me, Watchman.
What are you looking for? You'd better not disturb anyone here. I've got an important guest.
Christ! Is that Adela crying in that room?
It's a bit unpleasant.
Unpleasant?
Bit unpleasant, Jesus.
That fella is beating her up.
The gentleman is a little on the rough side, but he pays well, and the bruises will heal soon enough.
I want to talk to her.
Ooh.
You can't now. The door stays locked. and the key stays safely with me. Wait until tomorrow.
No.
She could be killed in there. And do you think the bailiff wouldn't hold you responsible, sitting here and doing nothing to stop it?
You really think she could be? God almighty. Here, take the key. Please, help her.
See, this is better. This is already going better.
She's sitting right outside the door. She can hear everything, but she...
Hey.
Are you yanking my pizzle? I said get out.
Yanking my pizzle.
I'm not going anywhere.
So ridiculous.
I'm here for Adela.
For Adela? But I paid for that whore.
I'm sure we can come to some agreement. Do you fucking know who I am? Whose service I'm in?
No.
I serve the royal...
Well, you're about to.
Maybe...
Oh, God.
All right.
No.
Then clear up.
All right.
Why did you have to get
Fuck.
mixed up in
I don't
it?
need this shit. But you haven't heard the last of this, fucker. I'll cut your fucking throat for that.
No, you won't, but good luck. Anyway. Let's let's save your schnapps real quick. Okay.
What in God's name have you done?
I saved you.
Oh my God. Henston will kill...
Everything will be...
Okay.
Henry, if it...
Leave this place.
What?
Why do you live like this?
How?
Why not?
It's madness. Starting all...
And why did you become...
A prostitute.
Yeah.
If you're... I didn't want to...
So just for a...
What do you think?
No.
So what?
You can just...
Why?
What about when you get older?
That's true.
You can't go on like this forever.
What do you...
I've seen plenty...
Oh.
Well, maybe you should.
I'm...
Okay.
But you're a...
What do I care?
You won't all...
So what?
Look at the refuge.
No.
Just so.
Yeah, let's try this
We
now.
should stick
This is
by
better.
each other.
You know, you might be right about some things.
So you'll leave it?
But how? Where would I go? What would I live on?
Wouldn't you like to help in the infirmary at Sasau Monastery?
Would they let me?
You're a bath maid who knows something
There we
about
go.
healing. They'd be glad to have you.
But where will I live?
There, of course. It's modest, but you'll have everything you need.
I'm not used to much anyway.
See then? I reckon you've nothing to worry about.
All right. Will we go right
I
away?
was this close. This close to getting it right last
Go
time.
right now. Come on then.
All right.
Oh well.
I'll just say farewell to the girls and pack a few things. Mother of God. I'm all in a flutter. To pack up and go, just like that.
You're doing the right thing. You'll see.
Goodbye.
All right. Very good. Oh, wait, why are we in the middle? Why are we on the... Oh. That guy. That guy. I know why we're stopping. Excuse me?
Told you I wasn't done with you yet. I'll hang you up by the...
What are you doing here?
Oof. Ouchies.
You asked for it. Damn! God!
Yeah.
Ale dobro!
Really? You gotta be kidding me.
to my...
Enjoy this!
Ouch.
Jesus Christ! You'll get what for? I'll ring you. I'll slow. I'm over here. Come on, then.
Oh, come on.
Come here, Lily Liver.
There we go. All right, taken care of. Whew. Really? He has one groschen. What is this guy? Take powdered unicorn horn, I guess. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm just... Hold on. I'm assuming these guys have... At least some of them have to have something valuable, right? No? Yeah, hold on.
Are you all right, Henry?
Yes, I'm fine. Just give me a second. Making this worth my while, at least. Okay. Alright, hold on. Let me also just very quickly, repair all of my stuff. Go to blacksmiths and... armor kits. God. Hey. Okay,
You
well.
all right?
Yes, I'm
They're
fine.
taken care of.
It's you they were after mostly.
And are you all right?
Well, they hacked me up a bit, but I'm still on my feet. That's enough.
Good. The sooner we go, the better. I don't want to stay here any longer.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go then.
I should take a potion to heal my injuries, but I'll be fine, I hope. It was just that guy, right? It was just him and his couple of henchmen and his relatively good fighting skills. That was a bit of a challenge. It wasn't too bad. But it wasn't too bad. I've had much tougher fights. Okay. see, what else can we do? We still got about 20 minutes, so it gives us enough time to. I'm assuming there's a next phase or the next leg of this quest to do, or unless this DLC is over, in which case, that's it. I feel like this is gonna come to a head eventually, but we'll see. Loading. Anyway. While we load. I should mention once again, if anybody does feel like contributing, helping me do what I do, feel free to
give it a while and you'll be happy here. Believe me.
Oh, Henry.
I always appreciate that
I'm
sort of
starting
thing,
to have a good feeling about this. Maybe I'll really find happiness here.
I'm sure you will. Johanka will take care of you. She's very good at that.
You know, you're the first one to do something for me, without expecting anything. And I don't have anything to give you, unless, if you wanted. For one last time, together.
For shame, madam. Figures. As soon as I go to shilling, it goes to we go back into it. Then it finishes loading. Anyway, as I was saying, I didn't mean to get cut off. I do greatly appreciate anything that you guys can manage to contribute to down there, Ko-Fi, or just straight to the PayPal link if you'd rather. You'll find all that in the description as well. So, like I said, I always greatly appreciate anything you guys can contribute. It really it helps continue doing this sort of thing, and replacing stuff, keeping stuff in order, keeping food on the table for what little it does. But it does something. I do appreciate it. And I'm hoping that what I'm doing here does something for you guys too. I'm hoping that I make these evenings worth your time, at the very least.
You don't have to thank me, and you certainly don't have to offer your body to anyone at all.
Oh.
There we go.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you.
See, it's beautiful. She's appreciative of treating her seriously and not like a whore anymore. Oh, that's not good. Anything else change?
Look out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody desecrated the shrine. That's a little troubling, honestly. It's a little troubling. Actually, yeah, no, I do need a potion or so. Let's see. What do we have? Does beer help with health? No. Does wine? It does. Gives me health. Nourishment's way too much, though. Drop the rotten fish. Nourishment 5. That I can afford. Glug, 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 glug. All that rotten herring. It matches with all of the destroyed shrine out here.
Henry!
Wait, didn't I already go through this conversation, or did I not? Oh, no, I didn't. Let me just go through it all really quick.
So...
I'm not a lot. It's not flat. I heaved it. It was the best.
Oh, what
I'd say.
Oh, and...
Oh, yeah. It was a war.
Yeah,
So am I. How is Matthias?
I think sometimes... I just hope...
Nah, he'll pull... I brought you something.
That's sweet.
I've got...
Thank you, so...
Glad to be of help. I see things... I'm glad you know. What about the...
Yes. Can we just talk...
What's got into you?
Oh.
What's the matter?
Sir Sebastian, he was quite kind, and then he had this room.
But you're not
back
to blame.
through all of this
But
as we went through.
I still...
Don't be so... I won't breathe.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, so we did go through all of
For the
that.
love of God! What have you been doing?
I went to Ledetsko like you asked me.
And? How did it turn out?
You were right. Turned out well with Adela. I persuaded her to leave her trade and find a more virtuous job. She's
Well
here
said.
for you.
That's great news.
I promised her you take care of her, and I brought her here. She'll help you take care of the sick and injured, like you wanted.
You did a great job, Henry. Thank you. Of course I'll take care of her. We can't let her down now.
And how are things going here?
Much the same as always. There are always wounded and sick people. I'm on my feet from morning till night. But Matthias is better. I'm glad about that. There's these troublemakers, though.
Troublemakers?
Aye. While you were gone, some thugs came here and kicked around the gifts that people brought. Then they vanished before the guards got here.
Oh? Who were they?
I didn't see them at it, but there's some fellas hanging around now by the entrance to the monastery. Maybe that's them? And whenever I go into town, they take liberties with me.
Take liberties how? Did they hurt you?
No, they just make all sorts of offensive comments on account of me speaking on the square. And when someone comes to see me,
Teenage bullying,
they
basically.
make trouble for them. So now, almost no one wants to come here. Maybe you could have a word with them?
Oh, I'll have a word, alright.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, Henry. Let me know how it goes, alright? Goodbye.
Alright, so yeah, there is a next step. So let's wash up. Look all noble and terrifying. And scare these thuggos off, huh?
Why is that then?
Well, the roads ain't safe. So they have to...
Aha, here they are. Hey.
Beware of that Yonka at the monastery. Shit. God be with you, my good man.
Don't play games with me.
Begging your pardon, but I haven't a clue what you mean.
Get the hell out of here and leave Johanka and everyone else here in peace. Got it?
Ah, we'd love to oblige, but we really don't feel like going anywhere. Sorry.
Enough of your nonsense. Clear off, and if I catch you round here again, I'll have you clapped in the pillory.
Good sir, surely you wouldn't pillory simple fellas like us just for wanting to earn a groschen. We'll be on our way, and you'll overlook our little intrusion, all right?
Get going.
Earn a groschen.
Don't dare come back.
Aye.
Wait,
we're
who
going.
sent them? I can't believe I didn't ask. Wait, buddies. Guys. I want to finish interrogating you. Darn it. Okay. Crap. I feel like I probably should have asked who they were working for or something like that first, but missed my opportunity. Oh. Interesting. Cell? What's over here? Oh, it's a guardhouse. Okay. That does actually make sense. That is a guardhouse. It makes absolute perfect sense. Okay, took care of him. We're all good.
I dealt with those troublemakers. They won't be coming back in a hurry.
Thanks, Henry. I thought they'd never go. You didn't say anything about it to the custodian, did you?
He knows nothing about it. You don't think I need the help of Sir Sebastian to deal with a few thugs, do you?
Good. I wouldn't want him to think I'm in distress.
Oh? Why's that?
Nothing. It's not important. Listen.
You know,
there's
well,
some
I mean, we already
merchant
talked about
staying
this.
at the Wagoner's Inn who's been asking after me. Would you go with me to see him? I know those thugs are gone, and it should be safe now, but...
Of course I'll go. It's only a stone's throw after all.
Okay. But are we gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna fast travel. Okay. Okay, cool.
Pavel of Colin, I believe you were asking for me?
Thank you for coming, Johanka. I hope you're not offended by this meeting place. I apologize, but I feel a little confused in your presence. It's your preaching.
This guy's
truth,
injured.
I don't know whether I'm speaking to you or the Virgin Mary.
Oh, I'm quite taken by surprise, but it's me, Johanka, and this is Henry. What is it you wanted to see me about, Pavel?
Divine Providence led me back to Sasau after many years, and by the same grace I heard the words you preached, and my eyes were opened.
Just as the Blessed Virgin wanted. Are you troubled by some sin, Pavel?
I've encountered many things in my life, but I never before heard a true prophetess speaking. And you're right. It came to me that it was time for me to make amends for my sin of long ago, and I decided to do some deed for the common good.
You speak very eloquently, Pavel, though a bit mysteriously. I'm not sure I understand you.
I notice you have an armed escort with you.
Henry is my protector, helper, and good friend. Because not everyone in Sasau hears the words of the Virgin with the same piety as you.
This may be yet another ray of divine providence. You see, I'm looking for someone with an adventurous but honest soul.
Why is he so injured?
Someone who would find some wealth that I lost and donate it all to the deserving in Sasau.
Aha.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Henry here could be just the man you need.
Is that so, Henry?
You won't find a more adventurous soul in these parts.
You speak boldly. That pleases me. Johanka, I'd like to thank you kindly for your visit. I don't wish to detain you any longer.
If you feel we've said all that needs to be said, I'll leave you and Henry to discuss things alone.
Okay.
So,
Pavel of Cologne.
Johanka is an exceptional person with an important mission, wouldn't you say?
it's a great honor that Our Lady chose her. For her and for us.
If we were only 1/10 as humble as she, eh?
Anyway, what is it you want help with?
It's like this. In the last year of Emperor Charles's reign, I came here to Sasau to close a profitable deal, but it didn't turn out entirely as planned, and I was obliged to hide some of my money in the woods near the town.
We're gonna have to
Who
do
would
this next
even
time, I think.
imagine that in the ruins of an old settlement lies a real treasure trove? I tried to go and recover it myself, and I can be glad that I didn't pay for that attempt with my life, as you've probably noticed.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes. You look like you were mauled by a pack of enraged squirrels.
What?
The truth is even
Henry?
more absurd. I simply lost my footing and tumbled downhill. No doubt another
oh,
divine
okay.
sign that I ought to leave the search to someone such as yourself.
Don't get Townsfolk of the Wilds.
Your guardian angel must have had his work cut out, keeping you from running into Cuman patrol. Where is this treasure of yours, then? I could get the dog to sniff it out.
I'll describe the way there. You can enter the woods between the quarry and the marshland. You can see the spot from here. There's a small stream that flows into the river. Following it upstream seems simple enough, but actually it took me a long time getting up that slope. As I already said, I tripped and rolled quite a way down, after which I considered it wiser to abandon my search. As if that weren't enough, I lost my hat there.
Well, maybe it'll still be there. Unless it's been devoured by some boar with good taste in clothing.
Who knows? If you should find it,
well,
you're
keep
welcome
it
to
out.
have it. As you can see, I've already got a new one. Anyway, at the point where I fell, there's a forest track that joins the stream. If you follow it closely, and you'll need to keep your eyes peeled, you'll come upon the ruins of a settlement, and in one of those ruins, the money is stashed.
Right, quarry, stream, path, ruins. I should be able to remember that. And I should bring the treasure to you.
Actually, I'd rather you made the donation for me. I'm in no shape for running around now. Just come back when you've found it, or not. Meanwhile, I'll give some thought to who we shall donate the money to. Agreed?
All right,
Well,
sure.
How could I refuse a pleasant stroll in the countryside? I'll be happy to go and look for your stash.
You are indeed an adventurous soul, Henry. As I recall, I hid there not only a large amount of groschen, but also something else. Nothing valuable, just a dagger which will be rusty by now. Please bring that to me too, as a memento. Good luck, Henry. And thank you.
Okay.
When you were talking about donating the money for the common good, what did you have in mind?
The Virgin Mary chose Sassau as the place to reveal her message, didn't she? You don't have to go any further than the Rathaus or the Church of St. Martin. Both places carry the same weight for me. The important thing is, I know Bailiff Hashek or Father Fabian will handle the donation better than, say, the monastery.
The Rat
All right.
House or St. Martin's. No one else. Got it.
Okay. Right then. Let's check the map before we wrap up for the night and see if we can actually just sort of figure out where he's talking about. So here's what he's talking about up the stream, right? That's got to be it, right? These are caves, or is it this one? This has to be the stream he's talking about, and maybe it is this one here. It could be. Either way, we'll do that next time. Because for tonight, I believe we are just about out of time. Unless he's talking about Vranik. He could just be talking about Vranik, I suppose, which the story has still not led me to Vranik, which is odd. I kind of thought it would by now, but I have not been advancing the story for a while, so I'll have to pick up next week. In any case, that is all the time we have for tonight, and that means we're going to have to wrap it up from here. So, thank you all once again for joining me. I had a wonderful time. I hope you did too. And once again, I hope that if you did have a wonderful time, and if this has provided you with something good and something valuable, that you can pass on some of that to me as well, and help me continue doing keep doing this and keep enjoying what I'm doing. So, once again, anything you do contribute is fantastic, and I am absolutely grateful for it. But beyond that, keep an eye out. I am going to be continuing to upload more class content and such as we go forward throughout the semester. I have another response video that is in the editing bay somewhere. That'll come out within the next couple of weeks, maybe something like that, when I get around to it, basically. As well as a few other video ideas that I have sort of tossing around that I might be able to come up with. So keep an eye out. It is a busy and exciting time as far as the channel goes and as far as my teaching goes. So I hope you will join me in a lot of those endeavors. So thank you all one more time for joining me. I will see you again on Monday for more Mass Effect Andromeda, and once again next Thursday for more Kingdom Come Deliverance. So with that, I'll wish you all a wonderful evening. And remember, don't be safe, be well, and more importantly, be good. Good night, everybody.